This is Carrie Ann Grove for ROX Network, and today I'm talking to Jorge Pulido from Lost Legacy, New York. So, Jorge, am I saying it right now?
Yes, you are.
Great. Jorge, tell us a bit about Lost Legacy.
Well, Lost Legacy started in 1998. It was started by our frontman Dave Franco in 1998, and the band's been around since then. It's been 22 years and a long time.
Well established then.
Yeah, I mean, we made sure that we've established ourselves here in the local scene in New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, the tri-state area, and then as of the last few years is when we have started to expand, going into other parts of the United States on tour or on fly-out shows and that sort of thing.
Has it always been a five-piece with twin guitars, or has that ever changed?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that again?
Sorry, has it always been a five-piece with the twin guitars, or has that ever changed?
No, the band at one point was a six-piece band, probably between 2007 and 2010. We had a keyboardist on the band. But outside of that time period, it's typically been a five-piece with two guitars.
Who needs keyboard players, right?
True.
Then you get all geeky and start talking about Warcraft.
Exactly.
And you've paid your dues, haven't you? I was reading your bio, and you played just about every venue in the States that could be played.
Mm-hmm.
So you've certainly sweated the sweat.
Yeah, I mean, we've worked really hard. The band has gone through different phases, just like most bands do, where there's changes in personnel, and we had a time where we took a break from everything, and we're away for a couple of years. But since 2013, we've been pretty active and really focused on playing live shows, and we've been lucky to get lots of calls for us to support national and international acts. So we get to play with bands that are well known and well established, and typically they call us for to support them, and we've been happy to do that because it's given us an opportunity to play in front of different markets and different fans, and through that we've been blessed to pick up new fans and friends, and it's been good. We've been on a good upward trend for the last 7 years.
Fantastic, and you have supported some amazing acts. I mean, just reading Lizzie Borden, Dora Pesh, my favourite band Winger, plug Winger, J.K. Lee's Red Dragon Cartel, Lynch Mob, Dokken. I mean, you name it, you've been there.
Right.
I mean, you must have picked up an awful lot of influences along the way, I suppose, with playing with so many different types of bands and getting feedback from their fans.
Oh, absolutely. We are in the band for the most part, with the exception of our drummer AJ. We've been around for a while, so we're veterans, and we grew up in the '80s, and so we're kind of geeky when it comes to that stuff. Where we're fans of a lot of these bands, and as a guitar player myself, to get an opportunity to watch George Lynch or J.K. Lee, or the guys at Winger and Red Beach. It was a treat for me because those are amazing players.
They certainly are. I mean, Red Beach is a hero of mine, I have to say. I just think that his double tapping is out of this world.
Absolutely.
So who would be your main influences then? Who are your heroes?
Mine personal, well, or the band?
Your personal?
Personal, sure. Well, when I was, I always had an interest in music and started playing drums. And then a friend of mine called me up to his house to play to me an album in 1978, and that was Van Halen 1. And, I got hooked on guitar. I couldn't believe what I was listening to. So I would say, Van Halen, early Dokken. I'm a big Lynch fan, so I really like him a lot. And then, there's a lot of other players that I like. John Norum from Europe. I really like Alex Skolnick from Testament. I think he's amazing. I also, like, a lot of different players, but those were typically the ones that early on caught my attention because they were melodic, and they had this unique voice that you can listen to Lynch playing and it's him. It's something unique about him. It's the same thing with Reb Beach. When he does his double hand tapping, you just immediately recognize his voice. And, that's kind of the stuff that really got me into playing guitar and being inspired.
And there's now better inspirations, I don't think, than some of the 80s metal bands. The stuff that came out then, I don't think they've topped. But, you're absolutely right. It's been a while since your last album, hasn't it? The Aftermath?
Well, The Aftermath was an album that was put out in 2009. And although the band had been playing for quite some time, it wasn't around until 2007 when the band decided to go into the studio and put something together. And The Aftermath came out in 2009. That was the first offering that the band put out. It was self-produced, and what happened with that album was that the band had signed with a small label at the time that was local in New York, and unfortunately things didn't work out with the label in terms of the things that they said they would do for distribution. So we had to get out of that deal, and it took us a while because these are things that are of legal nature, and they're quite expensive. So it took us a couple of years to get off of that, and by then we took also a break from doing anything for a couple of years. And then just recently we were fortunate enough that we got a contract to be part of a Pure Steel Records, and that's where our new album, In the Name of Freedom, comes out.
Tell us about In the Name of Freedom. Intriguing title, especially given the state of the world at the moment.
Yes, absolutely. Well, The Name of Freedom, it's kind of a continuation of the first album. Basically, what happened with The Aftermath was that after the 9/11 attacks here in New York and in the United States, Dave, who is our singer and founder, had lost some friends in the World Trade Center, and he wrote songs and lyrics that were about the loss of life and honoring those people that lost their life, and the people that went inside the building to try to save people and honoring them. So that album was a lot about that, and it was very personal to him because of all the loss that he suffered with friends and family. In the Name of Freedom, it's kind of a continuation. It is not in any way, shape, or form a political statement or anything related to us liking war or being for war, but as a result of 9/11, a lot of people from different countries, not just from the United States, were engaged in a war that predominantly was about, the attacks of 9/11. So our goal was not to, in any shape, way, or form, to glorify war, but we kind of wanted to talk about the stories of the people that actually are sent to these wars. These are their stories. We have friends and family that were involved in those conflicts that were sent, and we talked to them, and they gave us these terrible stories, things that they go through in terms of what they see and experience and their emotions. And so we wanted, in a way, to write a few songs that were honoring them, not necessarily anything related to war or anything related to politics, none of that stuff. It's just that we feel bad because what these men and women go through is terrible, and we just wanted to, in a way, kind of say thanks to them, regardless of whether they're from our country or any other country that in one way, shape, or form were involved in this conflict.
That's a great name for an album at the moment. Is what would musically would you say it's on a similar vein to Aftermath, or how's it changed?
It has changed. It has changed because we've matured as players. I've been in the band since 2013, so I was not in the band back when the first record was done. And from that first record, the only two people that remain, obviously, is Dave, who sings, and Scotty Bennett, who is the other guitar player in the band. Everyone else in the band is new to Lost Legacy, and so it is different. It sounds different. This album is much more aggressive. The sound is much more in your face. So I think there's a lot more melody in it in terms of the guitars. As Scotty and I have completely different styles. He's more of your shredder. I'm more of your melody guy. That I like to play a lot of the melody lines. We do some harmonies. So I think it's a well balanced album. It sounds different, and we're really proud of it.
Fair enough. Is it out at the moment on Pure Steel Records?
Yes, this is through Pure Steel Records. The album was actually released on March 20th, so just a little while ago it was released worldwide. And Pure Steel has been really a great label to work with. They're phenomenal people, good people, easy to work with. So we're really excited to be part of a label that has a lot of great bands too. I mean, they have a tremendous amount of people on their roster, and we're really excited to be part of it.
Is it what format's it out on?
I'm sorry?
What formats has it come out on?
The CD is currently available through a hard copy CD or through download.
Right.
It can be purchased through the Pure Steel Records directly, or it could be also purchased through the Pure Steel Records Bandcamp page. So either downloaded or through a hard copy CD.
We'll put a link to Pure Steel Records and yourselves as part of the interview, folks, if people are listening. Go to Pure Steel Records, download or buy your CD.
Absolutely. It's Pure Steel Shop .com, and then it goes right into their pages where they have all the different albums, and ours is right there too.
Great stuff. What was you touring when the COVID, the lockdown thing happened?
In fact, yes, we were about to start a tour that we had. It took us a while to set all the stuff up because we were touring with the 3 national acts. Basically, we set our North American tour to start and with the first show being the release show on March 20th, where we were headlining the show at the Blackthorn Club in New York. Unfortunately, with the COVID pandemic, everything had to be shut down, and we had shows already planned with Doro. So we were direct support for Doro, for Whiplash, and for Flotsam and Jetsam. So we had quite a few shows that were scheduled in different parts of the country, and unfortunately, because of the pandemic, it all had to be canceled.
A bummer.
It sure was. There's nothing more difficult than to release a record and not be able to go out to the road to support it through a tour. So, it's been kind of difficult because, the more people that you play in front of the material and you get to play in front of new fans, the better the record does. So it's been quite challenging.
Yeah. Are you intending to go out on the road as soon as you're allowed to, or going to wait a while?
Yes. We are currently working to see if we can come out because we were going to do 2 legs to this tour. So, the first part of it was early now, as soon as the record had come out. And then later in the year, we were going to do another 6 to 8 shows. So right now we're on that kind of, looking around to see what the different states, different venues are allowed to do, and see whether or not we can put it together. We're concerned that the music venues here, I'm sure just about the same everywhere else in the world, they're awaiting direction from local officials as to what will be allowed.
Yeah, it's the same here.
Yeah, so we're kind of waiting to see. It's kind of a waiting game because what we want to avoid is planning everything and spending a lot of money again, as we did for this tour, and then they say to us, well, they're only allowing X amount of people in, and that would not be worth for us to tour them.
No, I mean, people don't realise how much it costs to put a show on.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, we had a Pure Steel Metal Festival that we were supposed to play in October, and we just got a notice that unfortunately it had to be canceled.
Not good.
Not good.
Any chance of you coming over to the UK?
Well, yes, we would love to, and we are currently looking at a different things we can do. Pure Steel being in Germany, I know that there's a few festivals that there's a good chance we could look into getting to, and if we went there, we would like to do sort of a small European tour and go at least to a couple of the major cities, and the UK would be one of them for sure. So yeah, it's something that we definitely have on our plans. We've been looking at different alternatives, and we have some people that could potentially help us to make the bookings. So yeah, we're definitely going to get there. It's just a matter of planning it out and figuring out the finer details.
Well, we'd love to see you. We look forward to that.
Thank you.
Well, best of luck for the future, and good luck with the album. It's called In the Name of Freedom.
Thank you. I appreciate it very much. Thank you very much for the interview. And
thank you, Jorge.
And be safe.
You be safe too. You be well.
Thank you so much. Take care.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Goodbye now.